Ki bonjour, hello. Welcome to another fabulous Tuesday. Seem to be I should probably get on a little bit earlier just to deal with all of the technology drama, but don't say. Good to see everyone. Well, I guess in the virtual sense. I'm just really thankful to be able to share. I've been having a really wonderful week sharing with incredible kiddos and at incredible schools. Yesterday I was sharing with Elementary Fallensby, which is a school for special needs kids, and it's always really beautiful to see like their faces light up, and even though some of them are not responsive, to see how much they enjoy the drumming. Like you can feel it in your heart. You can see the way that they smile, you can see the way that they just lift themselves and play the drums, and it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm so thankful to be on this path where I can share the drumming and the songs and the stories, because they are so powerful. And I'm just really thankful for all of the songs that have kind of graced me on this journey, for the elders that have shared these songs with me, for the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to carry them forth in a good way. But I'm also just really thankful to be living here in Old Kinstis. And so before I start anything, I always acknowledge the land upon which we stand. Because if you don't know where you are, then you don't know where you're going, and you're going to get lost. And so I acknowledge that we're in Treaty 7 territory. I am from Treaty 6. I'm from Muskeg Lake Cree Nation in Saskatchewan, which is in Treaty 6 territory. But I live here in Mulkinstis, which is Treaty 7 in Calgary. And so I acknowledge the Blackfoot, or the Nitsitapi, or Nitsitapi of Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani. I'm just really thankful and humbled to have met so many wonderful elders and knowledge keepers and have so many friends from those nations. And just the journey that I've had, with those people and with those nations. It's just been wonderful and inspiring. I also wanted to acknowledge the Sarsi Dene, the people of Tsutsuna. I'm very thankful and humbled as well that I've been able to build communities and build relationships out there and be able to attend ceremony out there. And it's such a gift. And they really do teach me about resilience. You just pick yourself up and you got to find a different way moving forward. And that's really what the beaver does. It builds its dam so that we can redirect the river. And it's that reminder to find different ways of doing things. Because all roads will lead to the same place as long as you're on the right path. And so you can choose the easy way or the hard way. If you're on that hard path, maybe sidestep and find a different way of getting to where you need to be. And then I also wanted to acknowledge this Stoney Nakoda of Morley, well, not really Morley, it's Chiniki of Bears Paw and Good Stoney First Nations. I'm just really thankful for those nations, and I'm thankful for the ceremonies that I've been able to do out there. There's something just so powerful about being close and connected to the mountains and connected to the people out there as well. And so, to welcome everyone in, I also wanted to acknowledge Métis Region 3. Okay. Oh my gosh, why am I tired? Oh wait, I know why I'm tired, because I've been hanging out with kids all day in the sun. Holy, it was a hot one. Yes, this was very hot today in the morning, and then a massive storm, which was beautiful. But we'll talk about that afterwards. So I acknowledge the Métis of Region 3. I'm very proud to be Métis and to act as that bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous culture. I think it's such a beautiful gift to be able to create those bridges of understanding, to create those connections. I tend to just share knowledge and information and connect people wherever I'm able to, because I think it's important to kind of share that energy and move it forward. And so, to welcome everyone into the circle today, I wanted to share with you the Cree welcome song. Traditionally, when I sing songs, I sing in rounds of 4, down are the 4 directions of the medicine wheel. This song we sing in rounds of 3 to keep the circle open and welcoming, so everyone completes the circle today. And I'm thankful for the Natahau family, well, specifically Joseph Natahau, for passing the song forward, and for allowing me to be able to share it in such a beautiful way. I definitely want to be able to credit him more, and so once I get all of that legal jargon, I'm going to definitely have it in everything I do, but working on that. Yeah, coming soon. So, but yes, this song, it doesn't just mean welcome, although whenever I sing it, I do feel like I'm welcoming in the ancestors. But it also means beautiful. Goodness, I think the issue is I didn't have enough coffee today. Or sugar, one of them. Usually I have coffee with a lot of sugar. Not today. Mia sen, mia hasemina, hasemina, epetakote, niwagomagan, hota, homa, kitaskino, miasen, miasen, hasemina, hasemina, epetakote, niwagomagan, hota, homa, kitaskino, miasen, miasen, hasemina, hasemina, epetakote, iwagomagan, hota, homa, kitaskino. Hi, and welcome to the circle today, everybody. Awesome. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I got something in my eye. But yeah, I'm just really thankful and humbled to be here. I have a little bit of a sore throat today because, as I said, I was outside singing all day, and the smoke was really getting to me. I think it's really important just to pray for the rain and pray for the smoke to kind of dissipate and for people to be healthy, but also for our world to be healthy. I know Mother Earth is going through some changes right now, but honestly, I compare it to a sickness. We're kind of a sickness as people because we have been destroying the earth. We've been not honoring her in the way that she needs to be honored. But when we get sick, when we're trying to fight off a virus, we have, we sweat. We sweat a lot, so there's those floods. We have a fever, and so there's those fires. We have those shakes, which we are seeing a whole bunch more, unfortunately, people-caused earthquakes. And so these are the things Mother Earth is showing us. She's showing us, she's trying to heal herself. She'll be fine without us, but we won't be fine without her. And so to really take that time. And so I just wanted to honor Mother Earth with the Creator song, and then honor the rains, because it has been an awesome day. So we got rain in the afternoon. And so, I have not played this drum in a while. And so this is the Creator song. Espemeko tawino, kizeko ko tawino, weo heo haweo, weo heo haweo, weo heo haweo, mother song. And so I'm really thankful to my friend Lacey for sharing this song with me, the mother song. This song she learned from her elder, and we did a song exchange so we could pass it on to each other. And the mother song, in it, you can hear that mother calling out for her child. So this is to honor all of those women who, and all of our parents and grandmothers and grandfathers who have lost their babies, who've lost their sisters, and their sons and daughters, and our two-spirit loved ones, whether that be through the residential school, didn't have an opportunity to raise their own children, which created this system of intergenerational trauma, and we need to heal those wounds. Or whether that be through the 60s scoop, there's still that intergenerational trauma of not being able to be connected to our families, being able to have that sense of belonging is so essential. And so we need to heal those wounds as well and reconnect to our communities, all communities. We have to stop pitting each other against each other and just see that we all need to heal together to be able to move forward, because we're stronger together than we are apart. And this song also is to really honor, those kids that maybe are still in residential school 2.0, which is the foster care system, to those parents who have lost their children to the foster care system and just want the best for them and are not quite sure how to do that for them, but also who are fighting against the foster care system because it is not fair. It's so much systemic racism and systemic violence that we need to start addressing these issues. And to be able to heal and move forward, we have to be able to call out so many different structures and systems that are in place. But this song is really about that strength. So in it, it's that mother calling out and that child calling back. And so I think as caregivers, as people who love people and want to see them do well and want to support them, we always send them that healing, that love. We want to almost call out to them, like, don't make those same mistakes that I made. I know that I do. Don't say as I do as I say, not as I do. But it's really just about that support and that love and that unconditional love that we want. So as our children leave the nest, or as they're taken from us, there's a sense of you want to be there for them. You want to give them the best life that you can. That sometimes we don't have a choice in what happens once they leave the nest. And so this is really just about that mother's anguish or that parent's anguish, but hoping and praying that our children are going to find their way on this journey. And so this is the mother song. We are, we are, hey, oh, 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 The next song that I want to share is the water song, just because I think we need more of it. I know everybody's like, oh, it's raining. I'm like, that's wonderful. It's amazing. It's going to feed the plants. It's going to feed the animals. It's going to make it so hopefully we don't burn near as much. And so, yeah, this is the water song. This is an Anishinaabe song. And my drum is woven Anishinaabe style, which is awesome. And so it teaches us to honor the water, to really respect and honor the strength that it gives, but also the healing that it gives. It's a nurturing thing. Everything in nature needs water. Even some of those animals and plants that don't need very much, they still need just a little. And water is all around us. But if it wasn't for water, there would be no life on this planet. So it's really about honoring those teachings of the water. In it, you might hear the rain coming down, and then the thunder and the lightning of a storm, which there was an epic storm today. I was in a school with the gym door wide open while I was drumming, and then there was a huge crash of thunder, and it shook the whole building, and all the kids screamed in all of the classrooms, and it echoed through the corridors. It was just so funny. I had to laugh. I was like the Thunderbird spirit likes to play tricks. It was quite funny. Yeah, so you might hear the thunder and the lightning and the beautiful rain of a storm, or hail in some cases. You might hear the river flowing and then a huge waterfall, or you might hear the the ocean rocking back and forth, and then the waves crashing. But no matter what, you're going to hear water. And it teaches us to honor the ebb and flow of ourselves as well. So sometimes our emotions are really strong and overwhelming. They are like a raging river. And sometimes they're a little bit more demure and calm, and so almost like a gentle rain that nurtures us and helps us to grow. But either way, it does help us to grow. It teaches us that sometimes through chaos, sometimes through the worst things, the best things happen. And without chaos, there would be no life. Birthing process is a very chaotic and sometimes really destructive process, but it leads to new life. And so, yeah, this is the water song. Wishita do ya do ya do ya, Wishita do ya day. Wishita do ya do ya, Wishita do ya day. Wishita do ya Wishita do ya day. Wishita do ya Wishita do ya day. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Switch. Wishita do ya Wishita do ya day. 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 Switch. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishatanaya, hey ya, hey. Switch. Wishita do ya Wishita do ya day. Wishita do ya Wishita do ya day. Wishita do ya Wishita do ya day. Wishita do ya Wishita wishy ta do ya day. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey ya. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey ya. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey ya. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey ya. Wish I didn't ya hey ya hey. Sit. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya day. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya day. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya day. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya day. Wish I do ya ay. 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 Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya do ya day. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya do ya day. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya do ya day. Wish I do ya do ya do ya. Wish I do ya do ya day. Woo! Awesome. Let's share the Thunderbird song. I think I shared it last week, but I think it's an important song because it shows us everything happens for a reason. Even the not so pleasant stuff. And so the Thunderbird to me is like fate or destiny. It's that thing that pushes us forward. It puts us on the right path, even if we don't want to be there. Or at least it tries to nudge us there gently at first. So those little like barriers or blocks that keep getting thrown up in our way, first they start small, and then they get bigger, and then they get bigger, and then they get bigger until eventually the Thunderbird just gets fed up with trying to leave us all of these messages and then kicks us in the butt and puts us on the right path. I know that happened to me. And so I was getting nudged on this path, like little bits at a time. Anytime I would be on a path where I was sharing traditional knowledge or teachings or songs or stories, everything was just so much easier, like way easier. And I thought, well, that's too easy. And I think that's what we're programmed to think, that if it's easy, that means we're not on the right path. But it's the opposite. If it's easy, it means we're on the right path. And so keep it up. Keep going with the flow, so to speak. It doesn't mean that we're not going to have our bad days, but they're more manageable when you're on your right path, because you know that those days are just like bumps in the road, and that's okay. But I was fighting this path. I was like, well, maybe I'll just have a real job where I raise other people's children. So I was going to open a day home. And because my son was young at the time, so I was like, well, that's perfect, because I get to hang out with kids all day, and I get to hang out with my son. It'll be cool. And then one morning I woke up, and I had the worst feeling. And I looked at my mom like, Mom, I have to come with you today. And she's like, oh, why? Like, I'll come and pick you up, because we were going to go perform that night. She's like, oh, I'll come and pick you up afterwards. I'm like, no, I have to come with you today. I have a really bad feeling. And she's like, oh, okay. And so as we were driving, the car stalled. And my mom would have gotten out to push the vehicle, but instead I did. And if my mom would have gotten out, she would have not been here. There was a truck that pulled out of their driveway, and she rear-ended, well, not rear-ended, her back end went completely into us and pushed us between two parked cars. Unfortunately, I was half inside, half outside of the vehicle, which popped both my femurs out of my hip sockets because it pushed me down into the splits. But because she continued to push, it pushed me back up into the standing position, which popped both my hips back in. Yes, very painful. Apparently I was screaming. I don't remember. And ambulance came. I couldn't walk for about a month and a half, and well, properly anyway, I kind of crawled everywhere. But when I was sitting there reflecting in that time where I couldn't walk, I thought, okay, why did this happen to me? Not like, what happened to me? But like, why? What was the path that I was on that I wasn't meant to be on? Because had I been continuing on that path, I mean, I would have been raising other people's children, which is super awesome. Just doing a day home thing. But this path I was meant to be on. And with that car hitting me, I wasn't able to lift my own kids, let alone, other people's children. So that path, that door closed. But then this brand new path opened up. And yes, it sucked to get hit by a truck, but it put me on the path that I'm on now. So I'm so grateful and humbled for that experience that it really showed me that yes, sometimes some of the crappiest things happen for the most beautiful reasons. And I'm so thankful for the path that I'm on now. Because once you get hit by a truck, you have no fear, so you just go for it. And so, but yeah, the Thunderbird is that thing, it's that fate or that destiny, that thing that pushes us forward. And it teaches us to have trust and faith in our internal Thunderbird, which is our intuition, because it's never wrong. Our intuition is never wrong. Our head can trick us, our heart can trick us. Our intuition, never, ever, ever wrong. And just to trust it, to start to tune into it more. If it says turn left, even though you're not supposed to go that way, just say, yeah, okay, I will turn left. Or if it says go into that store, even though you don't really need anything from that store, go into that store, because you'll never know. You'll never know what is pulling you in that direction. And then whenever I trust that instinct and that intuition, whenever I trust my internal Thunderbird, that's when amazing things happen. And I'm very thankful for that. I just trust it wherever I'm going. And so this is the Thunderbird song. And I learned it from Sharon Prue Turner, but then also Carrie Moore, and I remember hearing it growing up as well. And so this is the Thunderbird song. Kichima peso, mani tu kichiwaino. So that song, I did it a fifth round because I just heard sing for the star people. So I did. And when I opened my eyes, my lights were flickering. I'm not sure if that showed up on camera, but that was crazy cool. So you just got to trust it. Yeah, we were talking a lot about birds today in the class because it's coming up on solstice, and this moon right now is called the egg moon or the flying moon because all the baby birds are getting born and leaving the nest, and so there's like shells everywhere, and there's like all of these birds like beep 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 talking. I don't know if you've been walking outside lately, but it's amazing just the vocalizations this time of year. June is the busiest month, and if you haven't been like walking too much, but you've probably seen tons and tons and tons of geese if you're in Mulkinstis or if you're in Edmonton. There's so many geese right now with their little goslings all floofy walking across, but that's because that's the moon it is. This is the moon where in the beginning where they hatch, and then by the time the next moon rolls around, they all are taking flight. They're becoming mature and they're getting their flight feathers. And so it's just a beautiful gift. And so we were talking a lot about that. And so I was thinking a lot about the ancestral bird song, and I wanted to share that. And this song came through me. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. When I was working with my friend Audrey Lane, they were making this beautiful video project with many different artists in Mulkinstis around the weasel head. And the weasel head has really been such a beautiful part of my life. I remember walking along there when I first moved to Mulkinstis with some friends. Well, I didn't move with the friends. I moved with my mom, but I hung out there with my friends because all my friends lived in the Southwest, which was weird because I lived in the Northwest. But I remember walking along the Weasel Head and just how strong and beautiful and powerful it was. And I remember also, like, I used to go and pick my medicines along the Weasel Head, right in Tsuut'ina Nation. There was this one area where the beaver would always just back up the water just enough that medicines would grow, and I would always go there to visit with the beaver and to pick some medicine. And just it was an awesome way to spend the day. But the thing that I always remember is just the sounds of the birds calling back and forth to each other and listening to each other, and how interconnected we are to all of those sounds, to all of those voices, because they're intrinsically part of us. We can talk to the birds if we remember how. And so this is really just about honoring the ancestors that have heard those same bird calls and guide us through those birds' voices. So this is the ancestral bird song. I also wrote it because I was going to say the blue jay made me do it, but blue jays are phenomenal. I honor the blue jay every time I sing this song as well, because it was that guiding force. We always see the blue jay kind of leading things, guiding things. They're so beautiful. They're very striking. They look blue, but actually, science is awesome. They actually have a filament over their feathers, which makes it look blue, reflective blue in the sunlight. It's kind of like an iridescence, which is the same stuff that gives a little bit of that shimmer, that rainbow, to things like magpies or ravens, and you like really beautiful bird of prey with that beautiful shimmer, but they have such a thick filament and thick pigment that it actually makes them look blue, and they're actually brown. So they're like sneaky birds, but they have this innate ability to mimic other birds' calls, other birds' voices, to be able to warn them, almost like warning them in their language if something's happening. It'll always be the first to call out if there's danger coming. And so if you hear blue jay call as you're walking through, it's because they think you're danger. But then just like whip out the food, and they'll be like, oh no, she's chill. Yeah, this is the ancestral bird song to remind us about that connection that we have to our ancestors, the bird. This is why we say all my relations. Way oh, way oh, way oh. Way oh, way oh, way oh. Way oh, way oh, So okay. I was talking about the Strong Woman song earlier with a friend, and yeah, I'm always happy to like help in any way I can, even if it's just like offering a couple words of advice or connecting people. But we got on the topic of songs and where songs come from, and you know, some people gift songs or pass them on through generations. Sometimes you learn them in ceremonies, or you're gifted them from elders to be able to share them moving forward. It's not a sense of ownership, but it's a sense of connection and knowing where they've come from, which I think is so beautiful and important. With this Strong Woman song, it wasn't always known as the Strong Woman song, and so it became the Strong Woman song because this is an OG Cree song. So it's our way to connect kind of that spirit of, being connected to the moon, being connected to that sacred feminine. And there are two spirit people who are connected to both that sacred masculine and sacred feminine. But this particular song, it was about that connection to the sacred feminine and our connection to Mother Earth, our connection to Grandmother Moon. This is probably why it became the Strong Woman song, because it made sense. And we have used it for marches for murdered missing Indigenous women, Two-Spirit people, girls, also for our boys and our men, because we need to stand strong, we need to stand together. And women were always that lifeblood of community. They were the ones, and Two-Spirit people were always the ones that brought everyone together, making sure that nobody got left behind, that everybody was taken care of. And that takes a lot of strength to bring your community together. And to hold everyone, hold our space, hold our time, hold ourselves and each other in our hearts. That takes a lot of strength. But this song was brought into a prison to help women who were just reoffending, chronic reoffended, who were Indigenous. And when women go to prisons for very different reasons, but a lot of them were escaping abuse or had a lot of intergenerational trauma or hurt or pain or addictions. And so this song was brought in as a way to reconnect to our ancestors, to reconnect to that healing, and to give them that connection not only to community but to themselves. And so it really became an anthem to really honor who they were as women, to honor who they were as that sacred being, and that connection to the earth and to the moon and to all of creation itself. And so of all of the women that were involved in that program, 98% never reoffended. So the recidivism rate is amazing. And that really is what gives us strength, is coming together as a community. This song was known as the turtle song originally, because when we look at a turtle, it has the 28 days, the 28 ridges along the outside to represent the 28 days in a moon cycle, but it also has those 13 bumps in a year, or 13 moons to represent those 13 moons in a year, those 13 bumps. And our beautiful Mother Earth, it's our mother, right? She gives birth to us, she gives birth to all life, and she takes care of us and sustains us. And the moons help that. They help honor and cycle the water and the rivers and the oceans and the lakes, but also the rains. And we need that water. And so it teaches us about that strength and that power of water, and that connection that we have to Turtle Island, to the turtle and the moon. And so we cycle in 28 days as women. Our moon time is sacred. Never let anybody call you out for being on your moon time, because that's not their place. That's your ceremony. You carry that with pride. And if somebody tries to, you can walk away from that ceremony. It's not worth it. But yeah, this is the Strong Woman song. And there's so many incredible strong women that I'm dedicating this to. Stephanie and Sandra, to name a few, Sarah and Rebecca. There's a lot. I'm so blessed, and my mom and my girls, to have so many beautiful, strong women in our lives. And women are taking those roles again. Two-Spirit people are taking those roles again, those leadership roles, and that's where their strength comes from. So this is the Strong Woman song. think on that note, I might choose the Women's Warrior song. I was really thankful to go to a women's sweat yesterday, and was able to sing this song within the lodge, and I think it's such a powerful song. It comes from the West Coast, from the Salish people, and it was gifted to anyone carrying the voice of those women who have gone missing or have been murdered, and those two-spirit people who have been missing or murdered off East Hastings Street, but also any of our women warrior spirits, our two-spirit warrior spirits, the ones who step into those leadership roles, the ones who clean up messes that aren't necessarily theirs. They're the ones who step in to raise other people's children when there's a gap or a void, so that everyone is taken care of. That's a true warrior spirit. It's the people who stand up for what's right, even though it's scary. That's courage right there. That's bravery and courage. And it's also just honoring and lifting people up. That takes a lot of courage as a warrior, to lift people up and not tear people down. That's a true warrior spirit. And so, yeah, this is Women's Warrior Song. And yeah, I'm just really thankful for this song, and that it's been shared so widely and broadly. One good time to lose another. I'm going to share the Women's Honor Song. This song is from Joan Henry. She's Arapaho and Cherokee, so this is an Arapaho Cherokee song. And she has incredible songs online. I just know one, but there are so many, so please do look her up, whether that be on Spotify, whether that be on YouTube. But Joan Henry is really lovely. And yeah, this is the Women's Honor Song. So it teaches us to honor that pulse of nature, that pulse of you have that natural nurturing ability. When you pick up a baby, you just want to pulse it, so you can be like, it's okay. So we always kind of bounce. We have a natural bounce when we're trying to nurture things. Or sometimes even with ourselves, we have that moment where we just kind of have to okay, take care of you. But it teaches us to really honor the earth, honor that feminine energy, honor that nurturing energy, and honor that heartbeat of Mother Earth, that heartbeat that goes through each and every one of us, because that's what nurtures and connects us. So yeah, this is the Women's Honor Song, also known as Anagea. Anagea, weha weha, weha no weha weha we ha weha ha ha ha. When away no way, when away we are, when away no way we oh hey we are, we hi we hi we hi we are. Anna we on away, we ha, we ah, we ah, we ah, ha, ha, we Woo! Awesome. And so the last thing I'm going to share, because we are getting close to being done, and I just splash water all over my face. Good times. Like trickster spirit, thanks. Was talking all about Wasaka Jack today at school, so I just love some of those stories. They're so funny. But yeah, trickster spirits always in full effect. And the song that I'm going to share is just a thank you song because I'm very, very thankful. Actually, no, I'm going to do the journey song because I think that's more beautiful. And so the journey song is just to say thank you to your journey, and so that we can meet again. And so the words are, well, Sakihitowin, which is like, I love every aspect of you and I, and knowing each other. It's just like that internal, external, and internal love. It's like all of the love that surrounds us. So we sing it to your journey, to their journey, to my journey, and then to our journey. Hi, hi. Sekihito into your family. Sekihito into your friends. Sekihito into your journey. Until we meet again. Wahey, Hi everyone. Magwitch, merci, gracias, sheshe, all that good stuff. And thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah, I'm just really thankful that we have this format to share. I'm hoping that since the pandemic is all done-ish, that maybe we can start doing these sessions in person again once I have the space, hopefully in the fall. And so, yeah, stay tuned. But I think that would just be really beautiful. Another beautiful way to connect with community. I'll still share it online, but also we would have more voices, which would be so wonderful, and more songs from some of the knowledge keepers in town that would actually share those songs with us, and be able to learn them together. So hi everyone again. Magwitch, Marcy, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye!